Uh, Dex. Squad up, nigga.
It's official.
Yeah. They don't hear me though, huh? What? Yeah.
The hardest fate to catch is the one you catching with yourself. It's a motherfucker when they sit you on their show. I done been there, nigga. Served 7 straight. Thought it was impossible when a nigga heard that date.
Doing your stuff. It don't matter where you from or what you're doing. You're doing your stuff. You're doing it.
Right. And again, I'd like to say that. So it's just a thing I say, man. That's gangster. So
like my boy Killer Cass, Killer Cass said, man, you either eating or you food. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's that simple. We all out here
for
eating.
For real.
We all out here trying to eat,
Like
man.
that.
So all right, so all this lifestyle, which is grandiose and amazing. Like you said, it has to be a book in order for people to believe it. You got to be able to read it. So y'all go check out To Be a King on the brothers Get Down. But let's get into it, man. So eventually your life, let's just say your life, because I can't even say one thing in your life led to this, but your life led to you ending up catching a prison sentence.
Yeah. So
what can you tell us?
Honestly, man, what happened towards the end
from your side?
I got,
I know. Sorry, excuse me. I know I don't have to tell you this, but any co-defendants or none of that. Just only your side of this. What happened?
Yeah, bro. Listen, I am past the statute of limitations, so of everything. Yeah. I did 13 years. I've been out before, so I'm golden. I'm golden there.
Yes, sir.
And plus, at this point, I'm well aware of what I can and can't say. Trust me. So there's things I would talk about.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, my downfall was kind of self-brought on.
Right.
I was doing really good, man. Had a couple houses, nice house, cars, toys, really nice lifestyle.
Right.
And I was actually trying to play pro football and ended up breaking my ankle. And it kind of devastated me mentally. And because I really believed I was going to play in NFL.
Right.
And so when I broke my ankle, they just gave me some pain pills. And I just ate these pain pills and I become addicted to pain pills. So now I'm kind of a progression of an addiction over the next, 3 or 4 years, 3 years, whatever it was. But the thing was, I had this lifestyle to maintain. I had this beautiful home, all this on the surface. I was living the American dream, man. I had a beautiful house, the cars and toys, all these jet skis and jet boat. I was out, fishing and hunting and traveling and camping, living the dream. But on the below the surface, I was addicted. And on top of it, I made the stupid mistake of going to Las Vegas and gambling, which I've always been taught to never do. Gamble, beat a house. The house never loses, so beat a house. Like a dummy, I go there with some friends. They're like, let's play some blackjack. And next thing you know, I win 14 G's. So I'm like, oh, that's addicting, bro. You win at a blackjack table, it's freaking like crack. I was addicted. So now I'm going back to Vegas every month, losing money. And, money that I couldn't afford to lose. Strung out on pills, but you would have never known it. I was still bodybuilding and working out and had all this stuff. But now my money's getting lower. Then it gets to the point where I have not enough money to pay the bills and too many bills piling up. So now I start doing stuff that I shouldn't do. And word gets back to my uncle that I'm robbing dope dealers and robbing pimps on 8 Mile and robbing, hurting people. He knows that I did some bad stuff. So he's like, what's going on with you, man? You've never acted like this. You need to make money. Let's talk about making money. And I'm like, man, you don't help me make enough. And he never, I never needed money from him. When I'd ask him, I need a lick. I need a score. I need something. It was almost desperation.
Give me some work. Don't give me no money.
Yeah, exactly. And he knew something ain't right because I usually always had my own thing going. In fact, I tried to avoid going to him for jobs because he would want me to pay him some of it. So I was always getting reprimanded by him when he find out I was doing this or that or the other. He's like, man, you got to pay up. You got to kick up because we control the cops. We control the judges. We control the lawyers. We have everything. If something bad happens, you're going to come to us for help. And they did. A couple times I got busted and they go away with judges and lawyers and stuff. And now I'm not going to him and I'm going around him. And then that's how it usually went. And suddenly I'm going to him saying, yo, give me your work. And I just bought this big house. And so anyway, eventually you heard out about the freaking robbing the dope dealers and stuff. And my cousin Frankie ended up shooting a couple dudes. And he's like, you know, I can't help you. If you're going to be doing this, I can't, you know what I mean? You're on your own.
Right.
And I told him, F it, I'm on my own then. I don't need you, I don't need anyway. And that's kind of how I told all them old mob dudes. They try to always say, you need, you know, stay under the umbrella and act right, follow the rules. And I was always like, man, F you, I'll do what I want. They thought I was, dude, Nate, they thought I was crazy, man.
Well, I mean,
they thought I was, and I was.
It's not thought.
Stupid.
It's not thought. It's not thought. You were from sitting in Sonny's office and telling him to his face that if you send anybody for me, I'm gonna come for them and who sent them. You know what I mean? Telling them I don't have to follow the rules. I get it.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, everybody, dude. My name was synonymous with crazy. Like, if you were to ask anybody from the old neighborhood or any of my old friends, like, describe Gunner in one word, they're all gonna say crazy.
Right, I got you.
But part of that is, dude, I was just stupid. Like, I didn't know the power of Tony Zarelli, the underboss. I didn't know the power of Tony Giacolone, the street boss. Right. I didn't know the power of these individuals. I was too stupid to know, and I was too stupid to just say, hey, I'll do whatever I want to do, F all you. That's just pure naivete. Means I was naive. I didn't realize that if I would play the game and play by the rules, I could have really rose up and been somebody, and they would have protected me. But I didn't. So I ended up going on freaking robbing fools, robbing banks. I mean, I was out there, bro. I was a renegade, you know, and the family was just like, yo, you know, you're on your own, dude. And so I went out there and I basically started going on a crime spree because I just didn't care anymore. When you lose value for your life, when you no longer have value for your life, then that's when you just don't care and you'll do anything. And I just burned all the bridges. I mean, I just did horrible stuff. Even one of my friends, I told him I needed some guns, and he had guns. He's a straight shooter, man. He's a very clean-cut guy. He's an engineer for Chrysler. He had a couple 40 cals, 6 hours, and I'm like, listen, I need some guns for this wet work. Hook me up and just report them stolen. He's like, no, man, I can't do that. No, man, I don't want to get in trouble, blah, blah. So I'll wait for him to go to work, kick in his door, take his pistols and his shotgun and some money and some checks. That's a horrible thing to do to your friend. I actually really liked the guy, man, but it was just I was in that state of mind, that frame of mind where I just didn't care. And so eventually I ended up getting in a high-speed chase with the feds after robbing a bank. And, you know, they ended up freaking getting me in Detroit, surrounded, and a bunch of cops beat my ass. And they brought me to the 9th precinct in Detroit, which is one of the worst precincts in Detroit, if not the worst. And I was busted up. They smashed me pretty good. And then, like, they were fighting over jurisdiction. They had, like, 3 counties, the feds, and ATF, and the sheriffs. They all were trying to – we want him. And I'll never forget the captain was this black dude. And he was a cool dude. He came back there. He says, yo, you're Pete Tokel's grandson, right? I was like, yeah, you know him? He's like, yeah, we know him. Been friends for a while. He says, listen, man, you're going to be on the front page of the news tomorrow. I said, why? He said, because you're a big deal, man. Been doing a lot of bad stuff, man. They've been looking for you.
Right.
So I ended up going away. For long story short, I couldn't beat any of these charges. I was charged with 17 capital crimes. Ooh. They all carried life. And my bond was up in the like 5 or 6 million and like 5.75 million. And there's no way getting out of it. And I couldn't go to trial and fight it because it just wasn't going to – I couldn't beat them. So got a lawyer, got a plea agreement, and I was supposed to only get 9.5 years, which is actually not that bad. 7.5 for all the other crime plus 2 for the gun. But the Oakland County, which is foul, dirty-ass county, ended up screwing me on my plea agreement, said, oh, we made a mistake in your plea agreement. We're supposed to – these are the real numbers, so you're going to get 13 to 50 years. Cool. So they gave me 13 to 50 years, and off I went, man.
So you 13 to 50 years is the sentence. So this means you got to do a minimum of 13 or and no more than 50. Is that how the sentencing works out there?
Yep. Minimum of 13, no more than 50. Exactly.
Okay. So 50 years, that's a long time, man. Especially to be looking, they don't sentence like that out here. So I'm like, wow, that's a big stretch to be sentencing someone to. So you hit prison for the first time. I mean, well, honestly, I don't even know if I want to ask the question about you hitting prison for the first time that I usually ask people, because it's like I've told people on my channel before, and when I told my story, your life has been a progression to this anyway. So it wasn't a shock. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a shock to you when you first hit a yard.
No, honestly, I almost felt like it had saved my life, man. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, dude.
Right.
I knew my day was coming. It was numbered. I didn't think I'd get 13 to 50 years.
Right.
I figured maybe 4 or 5 years. It would straighten me out.
Right.
Maybe get to writing, whatever, because I knew I had this gift as a writer. I mean, even in high school, I used to tell girls, you're going to watch my movie someday and blah, blah, blah. And I had this gift, man. I was a very natural storyteller. So anyway, yeah. But what I did is when I got there, I ended up in the hole for 17 months in the county jail while I was fighting my case.
Okay.
And in the hole, I was constantly reading books. And I was saying, man, these books aren't that good.
Right.
So I think I could write better. So I started daydreaming, and I'd lay there on my bunk, and this is in the hole, and I would just say, okay, this is the story. And I'd come up with these stories and characters and plots and subplots and resolutions and crazy endings. And I didn't have the writing material, but I wrote 3 novels in my mind, over like maybe a month each. And then when I finally got sentenced and went away to prison, when I got to prison, I got the writing materials, and I just started writing, bro. And I never looked back, man. So I wrote for 13 years straight.
What did you get put in the hole for 17 months for?
Well, originally for smashing a dude, knocking a dude out, caving his eye in. But then I got into it with the COs when I was coming back from court. The dude stole 2 pies out of my freaking box when I was at church. And I came back and I saw it. So I flip out, bro, and I go in the day room where they have one black and white TV, and everybody's crowding around it. And I flip out, bro. And I just like, I smashed the TV. Only unit TV, smashed it on the floor. Never hard to get in there. I said, which one of you bitches stole from me? Which one of you bitches? I'm going to kill one of you bitches. And so everybody freaks out. They're quiet. They're sitting there. And like everybody, all these tough guys are like quiet as church mouse. I'm like, yeah, I bought your soul, bitches. I'm like, for 2 pies, I bought your soul because now you're a coward. You bitch won't even step up and try. I put my box of commissary on the table. So come get it like a man. I dare you to come get it like a man. Nobody did. Now the tower saw something was up. So they told D unit locked down. They all locked down. They came and talked to me like, what's going on with you, Lim? I'm like, nothing, man. Somebody stole from me, man. I'm find out. They're like, calm down. Yeah, but it ain't worth it. So they let us out a couple hours later, maybe not even, like 20 minutes later. And I see this little black kid standing by the freaking wall. And I ended up catching up with him in a joint like years later. And he was actually all right. But he's standing there by the wall. He got a razor in his hand, and he's shaking, man. His hand's like this. It's trembling. Mm-hmm. So I walked, and I was pretty known to be dangerous. So I walked straight up in his face. I said, man, why you shaking, bro? What's up with you? Why you shaking? Why you get the razor or whatever? He goes, I didn't do it, man. I didn't do it. It was my bunkie. So his bunkie was this light-skinned cat, about your color. And he was one of them dudes who was always like, he's kind of muscle-bound, but he was only maybe like 160, 170 pounds, but muscle-bound. And always barking and talking tough, punking out these freaking crackhead white boys. And he'd like to punk out the weak. Never would do it to me, but he was just one of them dudes, loudmouth dudes, thought he was tough. And I knew he was weak. So I said, okay. I walked straight up into his cell. Now everybody's watching because they know where I'm going. Because I just said, yo, what's up with you? He said, well, me, man, it was my bunkie, man. My bunkie did it. And he freaking ratted his boy out quick as hell. So I walked straight up in the cell, and I said to the dude, I said, hey, man, you take 2 pies out of my cell? I'm like, bro, you take 2 pies out of my cell? He's like, nah, man, I didn't take nothing. I said, well, I'm going to check your box. He's like, oh, man, now you disrespecting me, dog. I'm like, disrespecting you? And I just freaking blew him out. Hit him right here, caved in his eye socket. He had to get surgery, the whole 9. I had to pay the restitution for his ambulance ride. But blew his eye out and knocked him out. So when he did that, I grabbed him by the ankle, and I dragged him unconsciously with a blood trail out to under the stairs that go up to the second tier. And I said, any of you bitches want to try to steal from me again? Anybody else? Well, the cops saw it, and they freaking came down there, and then they locked us down. And, of course, they give the kites under the door to see if anybody wants to make a statement. And, of course, half the freaking unit, wrote a statement, said it was me, smashed dude, and whatever. So they take me to the hole for 30 days. But when I was coming back from court, a couple of weeks later, right. I was in a holding cell because I was a high-profile inmate. Yeah. They transport me separately, and they put me in this funny jumpsuit, like black and white, like in the movies, jumpsuit, yeah. and chain me. And they put me in my own little holding cell where they had other holding cells were loaded with like 20 people from arrested from that night or hours or whatever. So there's like Macomb County, I'm not joking, there's like 15 of these holding cells packed, man, probably 200-300 guys. And then I have this one cell, it's me. And it's a big plexiglass window, so we can all see each other. Everybody's got a plexiglass window. And I'm sitting there banging beats on there because I was bored. I just came back from court, and I got like another $1 million bomb or another charge. So I'm sitting there. It's really acoustic because it's this big plexiglass window. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'm just making beats, like hard beat, boom, boom, boom. And everybody's kind of laughing because it's vibrating the whole freaking first floor of the county there. And finally they hit me on the mic. They're like, Glenn Blue, man, shut up, knock it off. I'm like, whatever, boom, 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 boom. I keep going. Eventually, their top tag guy comes out. He's got the gold badges and crap. He comes out, and he gets right up by the glass, and he's doing it. And I'm still boom, 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 boom. He's looking at me, and he goes, knock it off. Boom, I just keep doing boom. What do I care, man? I freaking, you know what I'm saying? I got a face in freaking a million years in prison. You can give F you. And he goes, do you know who I am? And I stop. I'm like, boom. I'm like, do you know who I am? I don't give a fuck who you are. How about that? Boom, boom. So he turns around. They come back like 15 minutes later. I end up stopping. They come back like 15 minutes later. I hear door opens up. And like, there's the goon squad. And they're all standing there. Step out. And I'm like, no way, man. I know that how this is going to happen. I know what happens. Dude, they're notorious for jumping on you. So I'm like, you know, I said, nah, man, you got to come get me. I'm like, you're going to jump on me, beat my ass. I'm going to have a chance to defend myself. I know how that happens. So I turn like this. I'm like, nah, man, I'm coming out. So there was like a big dude, and he stepped aside. The captain was like, let him have it. And the dude had a taser. Bam! And like I didn't see it coming, but I saw like him aiming. So I started like turning it to make myself a smaller target. So when he shot, only one of the prongs hit me in the neck right here, and the other one missed. So man, I was able to knock it off of me, you know? And then they're like, shut the door, close, whatever. And they thought I took the taser. I was like, but I just barely hit me. Right. So I calm down. I go chill out. I'm reading this old newspaper in there, and I don't know, maybe an hour goes by, and else the door. And I look up, and the goon squad's back, and they're like, step out. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. I'll go back to my cell in the hole. I'll walk back. I'm not going to give you any problems. You know, I'm cool, but I'm not cuffing up because I know what's going to happen then. And then the same thing was the big dude was standing there, and then the captain goes, let him. It was like 8 of them. He's like, let him have it. The big dude steps out of the way, and it was a chick with the pepper spray. Pow! Hits me with the foghorn pepper spray. Boom! And that freaking just did me in, incapacitated me. And it bad. So, I mean, I gave up, and then they cuffed me up. And they don't really beat my ass there because there's cameras. So they take me back to the hole. There's an elevator to go down to the hole. And as soon as I get on, second I get on the elevator, dude, and like, they go, stop resisting. It just starts stomping my ass. And they stomp my ass good. I end up getting stitches, all kinds. I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, real tough guys, huh? 5 of you guys on me while I'm cuffed. Bunch of freaking coward-ass bitch. You're going to go home and tell your wives how tough you are, what a gangster you are, freaking beat up a guy in cuffs. Bitches.
Every day.
So I get back to my cell, and I got to back up the thing to uncuff. And it's bars, like old school prison. Right. And then as soon as they uncuff me, I'm like, yeah, come in here now, you freaking punk-ass bitches. Well, the moral of the story is I ended up, they made me what's classified in the county a level 9. I didn't even know what that meant. It just meant that I never get out of the hole. So as long as I'm in that jail, I'm indefinitely in the hole. So that's why I was there.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So eventually you ended up getting to prison, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're in prison. You end up getting to your yard. What was prison life like for Gunner?
Oh, well, not fun. I'll sure tell you that.
I mean, other than writing what I'm sure will be 3 best-selling books. What else? What else was
They already are.
Oh, they already are. Oh, you released them all already?
No, just the first 2.
Oh, okay.
I wrote 9 novels over
I'm sorry.
years.
Yeah. Okay, 9. Yes, sir.
I've only released 2, and I'm hoping to release another one this year, depending on how busy I get with other projects. But I am very busy. I got an internet startup company. I got a big event where I'm co-hosting this Mob Movie Con in Atlantic City in August. If that still goes through with this virus, I don't know.
Right.
But, So, and then, you know, I got a ton of stuff going on. You know, my books could be, I could get a movie deal any day. I could get a deal for a television deal for my Limboom Chronicles any day. I could get, I am one of those people who just, in any moment, I could have a life-changing
one
event,
of the 1,000 things you're juggling can hit at any second.
Yeah.
I
will at some point. But,
oh, no, absolutely.
So,
I full faith in it.
You read my books, man, and you'll see, like, even people who know me well. They're like, dude, this is one of the smartest guys I've ever met.
Right.
He's one of the most funny and smart and charismatic. And I say, dude, read my books, you know. And they're like, some of my best friends, they're like, I'm not just a reader. I'm not a reader. I'm not a big reader. I'm like, bro, if you read my books, you'll look at me differently. People, they'll read you. I said, you'll read my book. And you'll freaking, the next time you see me, you'll be like, dude, you're not like the rest of us. Like you're different. Yeah. Because the type of stories that I write are very complex, with very complex plots, layers of subplot, these really big stories, big characters. And then you get to the end and there's this mind-blowing twist that was put in place 1,000 pages earlier in volume 1. It comes back and it's boom. And then you realize that the entire book, the entire 2-book series, all of it was all designed for this moment. So you think you think you got to figure it out, but then all of a sudden you realize the entire story that's been going along for freaking 1,000 pages was all designed for this mind-blowing, like, whoa. Right. So that's why if you read it, you'll look at me differently. You'll say, yeah, you aren't like the rest of us, man.
Got it.
But
So
prison. Yeah. You know, I was never going to like embrace the prison culture. I told myself, man, listen, I'm not going to be another statistic. I'm not going to be another number. I'm not going to be in here freaking drinking Spud, getting high, playing the yard, playing the day room. I'm like, listen, I know I have this gift as a writer, these creative stories. I know I have the time and I have the ability now to sit down and use it where I wouldn't have.
Absolutely.
God works in mysterious ways.
Right.
In prison, before I went to prison, I would have never used the gift and talents. God almost said, here, listen, like he gave me this gift to play football and sports. I thought that was my big gift. It wasn't. It wasn't. Right. This writing was my gift. So I start writing, and I write these stories, and I start sharing them with inmates, and there's a lot of big readers in prison.
Right,
and they were just, dude, yeah, no joke, bro. Guys were blown away. I mean, they're coming back to me after, like, I got a 1,000-page manuscript. I'd hand it to them. They come back 2 days and go, dude, I've read thousands of books, man. That's the best book I've ever read.
Right.
Now, you hear that for the first time, it's very, you know, it feels good. But then you start hearing it and before you know it, once you've heard that 100 times from guys saying the same thing, and not always the same books either, like every book, they're like, dude, that's the best. So now I got a lot of inspiration. That's what I'm saying. I'm very inspired because people believe in me now. They're like, and this is a real deal. Then I sent the book home and had some people on the streets read it, and they had the same reaction. They're like, wow, dude, this is amazing. Right. So I was very motivated to keep writing and stay out of trouble, stay off the yard.
So I don't know how it works in Detroit. You went to prison in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And is this state or federal prison?
State.
Okay, so state prison in Michigan. I don't know anything about prison in Michigan. So is it possible to I'm gonna say a white man because I don't know the distinct differences in different states, but over here you would just be seen as a white man. Is it possible for somebody in Michigan to just stay out of trouble for 13 years? Is it possible?
Well, you believe in God?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, God walked with me the whole way. It is possible. I did it. And I didn't join a gang. I didn't join no group. I didn't join no, the whites, blacks, everyone. I never really had any major conflicts with anybody.
Okay, cool.
I avoided, I had my brushes all the time with idiots.
Right.
But it didn't matter white, black, there's idiots from everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't have really a lot of trouble with the Muslims. One thing about the Muslims is that their leaders, like the lower level ones tend to be idiots, but the leaders tend to be a little smarter, and they're a little more seasoned, and like, so they liked me, and they would always have a lot of respect for me, and they would like basically tell their underlings, "Yo, leave this guy alone, man. He's bad news." You could, like, basically they say this guy could send word to the streets and have somebody freaking, burn down your mother's house or something. Right. You don't want that to happen. Leave him alone. And then they would like do cook-ups and stuff, and like cook food with me and for me, and they liked me. Okay. And they read my books. Yeah, they would make a cook-up and send it down the hall and say, "Yo, this is for you, Gunner." And they, a bunch of the old time guys, and the head dude, Lyles Bay, the head of the I don't know if it's the Moabites or the Nation of Islam. I can't remember what, but he was like the head dude. Yeah, Lyles Bay. He was the head in all the prisons. So he read my book, and he wanted to write a book of his own. And so he started asking me how to write a book of his own. And we'd walk the yard a lot, and I'd give him advice and direction. And so he liked me. And he told me, if you ever have trouble in any prison, drop my name, send a letter to me. I'll send word back, have it handled. And so like one time, some little kid, I don't know, Nation kid, young, really, really punk ass kid, tall, skinny little kid who was like 19, 20 years old. And I remember when he first got there, I was in Kinross, which is the second most violent prison in America at the time. Had just had 2 murders and 288 stabbings in 8 months. It was a horrible place. And I just get there, and we're on a chow hall, and there's black side and the white side, this little hallway. And he's standing there, he's doing like this. I'm handing out ass whoopings. Who wants one? Who wants one? And I'm looking at him thinking, dude, I'll just smash your ass. He ain't whipping nobody. He looks at me, he goes, "What's up, man? You want one?" I said, yeah, I do. I said, "I'll collect mine back in the unit. I'll see you back in the unit." And he kind of looked at me, haha, that's funny. But I just didn't like that he was, acting like a tough guy. Absolutely. When we get back to the unit, he comes walking by, and we're back in the unit. I open my cell door. I said, "Come on in, man." I said, "I'm ready to collect that ass whooping. You ready?" And he said, and he keeps walking. He walks by him, like, that's what I thought. Just letting him know, check yourself, kid. You get smashed around here. So he ended up stealing my PIN number from my phone. And I can't remember how I figured out it was him. Oh, no, that wasn't the dude. What happened with him was he stole my boy's PIN number, because what happened was they were in a cell, 4-man cell. And the kid gave him a sob story, said, "I need to call my family, try to get money or whatever. Can I use your PIN number to use the phone?" And the dude, who was a nice guy, he's a cool dude, white dude, said, "Yeah, man, $3 for a call, whatever, make a call." The next freaking day, dude was missing $70 off his phone. He had prepaid $70. Right. So now the kid freaking, he stole dude's money, and he thinks it's funny. Because he's like, "Yo, I'm a freaking Moabite. I'm a Nation of Islam. What are you going to do?" You know what I'm saying? Well, my boy tells me, I go to the head Moabite. His name is Alan Bay. I said, "Yo, man, this little punk ass of yours just did this scumbag move, man. That ain't right." I said, "My boy wants to handle it in the cell." And Al Bay said, "Okay, you can handle it. We won't retaliate. Let him freaking beat his ass if he wants, if he can." So I tell dude, so that day, like later on that day, they lock us up. They were all in the cell. They lock us up for, count time. As soon as the cop does a round, my man just jumps up and just smashes the dude. And the dude ends up running down the hall screaming help. He's like, "Ah!" But nobody gave him no help. The cops were even on the floor. He ended up saying he fell down the stairs and he locked up. He didn't even tell. Right. But anyway, I never had a problem with
That's good shit. You've never really had a big problem. But I'm sure in 13 years, you've seen something that made you, even though the lifestyle you've lived most of your life, that made you like, wow. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm sure there's one thing at least that you could share with us.
I saw a lot of horrible stuff, man. And like I said, I'm very grateful that I was able to avoid things, because I knew there was guys that didn't like me. You have natural people who just don't like other people. Some don't like you because you're white or black. Some don't like that you carry yourself with confidence. Some don't like that you show no fear. That's one of the things. They didn't like me because I didn't show no fear. I walked the yard alone. I worked out in the weight pit alone. I was a big, strong white boy. And some of these black dudes, they just didn't like it. They're like, he's supposed to be scared like these other dudes. I wasn't, and that bothered some. But they never had the balls to check me or confront me about it. So if they would have found out the hard way. I ain't the one. But anyways, I'm very grateful I was able to avoid a lot of stuff. But like one time was just a quick funny story. Then I'll tell you about the worst thing I saw. I was in the weight pit. It was deadlift day, and sitting there about to do a set, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, you know, out in the yard when it's about to go down, how it gets quiet, everybody's kind of paying attention, and there's a vibe on the yard, like a you know. So I'm looking around, and here comes freaking all these freaking like one black gang and another black gang. The weight pit in Kinross is this huge like roofed building, and the cops were like 30 yards away in a little shack, and they're never paying attention. I mean, and there's so many people in the weight pit, like 100 guys. Everybody's got blue coats on because it's wintertime. It's freezing up there. And so all of a sudden I see all these dudes kind of creeping in the thing. And I look and I see everybody's got a knife or they got a glove on, but you can see they got the knife inside the glove. So they can pull it out real quick and wham. And I'm looking and I'm like, what? And this ain't good. And my boy, my workout partner, he sees this too. He's like, yo, I'm out of here, man. And I said, and I just prayed like I did every day. God, protect me from, you know, anything bad. Get me through this. Get me home, man. Protect me. Now, if you pray that prayer and then don't believe he's going to protect you, then the prayer doesn't work. So it negates it. It's not faith. So I look over on both sides of me, these dudes with knives, but there's about 10 of them. And they're all kind of coming into the weight pit. And I look over on the other side and there's like 10, 12 guys over there and they're all kind of posturing, getting ready. And I'm like, I'm not running. I'm not leaving. So there was this big black dude, man. I mean, he was like 6'6", maybe 300 pounds. Ooh. And I got to go to do a set of deadlifts. I look up. I said, "Excuse me, man. I'm about to do a set." This dude looked at me like, "You serious? Man, this is about to be a war, man. You about to do a set?" I said, "Excuse me, bro. I'm about to do a set." And he backed up like, "Whatever, dummy." And I do a set the weight down. Here comes this other dude. He's got a knife. And he's getting closer and closer. Now, I don't know if I'm the target because I'm thinking to myself, did I piss somebody off? Did I look at somebody wrong? Did I do something wrong? I don't know what I did. And so the dude's coming, like kind of walking toward me, but looking that way. And I'm looking at this knife. I'm like, yo. And he goes, "Don't worry about this, big dog. This ain't about you." I'm like, all right, cool. So I just sat there. And what ended up happening there was, what they had is some conflict, but the two dudes who had the beef with each other, they set him in the corner and let them bang out, fight with no knives, you know.
Good stuff.
So I mean that's the
best
way to do it. But
yeah,
so
great
that was
way to do it.
yeah. So it caused all the problems, you know, the other things. So and there was gang wars in that prison a lot of stabbings, a lot of freaking violent stuff. Like for example, there was these dudes, man. There's a gang called Latin Counts. Now they probably have them in California. Latin Counts? No. So
not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Only Latin gangs that are predominant, and I'm not even going to say Latin gangs because they're Hispanic gangs out here. Out here are the Southern Mexicans and Northern Mexicans. We don't really have like the Latin Kings or nothing else like that.
Yeah, well, Latin Kings in Michigan are pretty big. There's Vice Lords. There's you know a couple gangs, but anyways, these dudes, two white boys who are Latin Kings, which I thought was kind of weird, and they were part of the biggest gang on the yard. But to me, I saw them as kind of like pussies, man, because they were this weird group of misfits, like a bunch of freaking like in the streets you'd see these dudes and be like, these freaking dorky ass freaking, you know, I smacked the shit out of one of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? They're all a bunch of freaking misfits. They had like one big white boy who was like fat, big, who acted like he was tough and like bullied him around. I thought the whole crew was a joke, man. They didn't post up on the yard all day, every day. They had all these rules where they, you know, they had to walk 2 or 3 together. They had to be on the yard at this time to that time. They had to do, you know, so I saw them as kind of like this weak group of freaking cowards who needed to flock together for strength in numbers. But I was wrong. So, I mean, that was part of the reason they did it. Well, one day they started working out with me. They knew I knew how to work out. Like I was a big muscle head, and I knew how to train. So these two dudes started working out with me. And one dude was Smiley, and the other one he was Scrappy. And they're like, yo, train us, you know, work out with us. I'm like, okay, I'll work out with you. They start working out with me. Then the head Latin count rides into our joint. His name's C-Man, a black dude. And so he tells them that, because I worked out in the afternoon, he tells them, yo, you got to be on the yard during the afternoon. So you got to work out in the morning. So they asked me, work out in the morning? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not a big workout in the morning guy. I'm not a morning guy. So then they were kind of bummed about it. So C-Man, the boss man, comes to me and says, "What's up, man? You're gonna leave your boys hanging? Just gonna leave them hanging?" I'm like, "No, what do you mean? I don't train in the morning. I train in the afternoon. They want to work out with me and hit me in the afternoon. That's how you roll, bro? We're just gonna leave your dogs hanging, man?" And I could see where this was going, and I didn't want no smoke with this dude. No, so I it's summertime, so I just started getting up in the morning and going to work out with these dudes. Next thing you know, man, I got this whole freaking crew. I got this whole freaking crew of these Latin counts working out with me. There's like 8 of them. Yeah, and they're just a bunch of freaking weird little misfits, you know, like a couple black dudes, the rest are white dudes, maybe a Mexican or two. But I'm training them, just whatever. So next thing I know, they freaking it's supposed to be like chest and arm day or something, right? Chest day. Come out to the weight pit. I don't know about their yard drama. I don't know none of the crap that they got going on and their politics and bull crap. I just go to work out and I go back to my cell and I type and work on my books. That's what I do. So I come out one day and first of all, they got their jackets on and it was summertime. Oh. And that's a bad sign because that's usually when they're trying to hide something or got armor on or whatever. So they sit down, a couple of them, only like 2 or 3 of them show up and they sit down. I'm like, "Yo, grab the bench, get a bar. What are you doing, man? Freaking, it's chest day." And they're ignoring me. They're like looking at these dudes. And I'm like, "What the hell?" And I could feel something was up. I wasn't sure. I'm like, "Man, it's whatever, man. I don't even care. Do you guys?" Because the one picked up these like 10-pound dumbbells. He starts curling. I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing, bro? It's chest day. Put the freaking bar in the bench." But he ignored me. So I'm like, something's up. I don't care. Whatever. I go over there and start like stretching and warming up. And these 2 dudes, man, Smiley and Shaggy, Scrappy, excuse me. Because they had a boy named Shaggy too. That's funny. And another one named, I don't know. They had some weird names. So they just jump up and start freaking hammering these dudes, man. The 3 dudes start stabbing 2 dudes. And they stabbed the one dude like 35 times, man. Just and just stabbing him, and I'm like sitting here curling a warm-up set, just watching it, like, what the frick? They're just putting in work. And the dude ran off and collapsed. I don't think he died. They never got busted for it, man. But the other guy was the wrong guy. That's how stupid they were. They were supposed to get these 2 dudes. Well, the one guy that got wasn't even the who they were supposed to get. And that dude went back to his cell, patches himself up, duct taped his wounds, grabbed his knife, and went back to the yard to freaking try to get these dudes. But his boys warned him. They're like, "Nah, man, just go get stitched up and get out of here, man. It ain't worth your life." Blah blah blah. But man, I seen some crazy crap, dude. When they finally ran that gang off the yard, like Vice Lords or Black Gang. I remember when they ran the whole Latin counts off the yard, they got into some dumbass drama. And I remember, dude, they were chasing each other around like one had a garbage can. He's trying to smash it. The other guy pulled a sign out, was like trying to smash it with a sign. They're all stabbing. I'm on the blacktop watching it, like, man, these freaking idiots, man. So there was a lot of bad there.
So yeah, it gets popping there. So so we've been running kind of a minute. So let's get into it, man. So